everybody. Welcome to Are They Out There? I want to let everyone know that this episode is probably going to be one of those ones where you're going to either look to the sky and go, what the fuck are they thinking or what? But I want to welcome the Gator and Stuart again. Appreciate you guys always being here to be co-hosts with me. Are they out there? You can email us. I have got a friend actually that is making some travels. And we're going to get some video from him soon. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's kind of some special stuff that he's working on. And he's got a son that's in the Air Force. And he's going to do some traveling and take some photos of some places for us. So can't wait on that. So let's just jump right into this. The Loch Ness Monster. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's full of shit. I mean, maybe a while ago. You know what I mean? Like, I obviously I lived at one point in time, and you have sharks, right? Sharks are been around. They've never had to evolve and never had to do shit. They've just gotten smaller. And I mean, so it's possible, but I think that, like if it was inside the Loch Ness, which is an enclosed body of water, eventually it's going to die out.
It's not an enclosed body of water.
No, it's not really.
It is not. Yeah, there are rivers that are attached to it, and the outlet river is actually called the River Ness.
It's supposed to have like all kind of different, massive tunnel structures and everything that run through it and into the ocean.
Just kind of underneath the ground, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you would think the middle of the loch would be at its deepest point.
Yeah.
But according to the way that loch is set up, it's actually off the shores. Is some of the deepest parts of the loch is right off the shoreline and not out in the center.
That's terrifying.
So I kind of found that a little weird, but I think about where you guys said maybe back in the day there, but look at the size of the great whites that are starting to find, and some of these images that are coming up from these submersibles where they think they might have found megalodons.
Dude, they right down. There's a fucking meg. Not trying to get off subject, but it's enclosed. Like they have him enclosed in a cage in the Atlantic. They've been keeping him off the coastline for quite some time now.
And I think we should look into that, but I think that kind of plays into this where, and I got it written down because I know I'm going to say this wrong, but they think that the Loch Ness may be an ancestor or a Plesiosaurus, if I said that right.
Yeah.
On there. But the interest. Oh, go ahead, Stuart.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, so are they like they breathe? Are they mammals, or are they like they have gills?
I believe they are mammals. I think they have to surface for air. I believe, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The thing that I found super interesting about the whole Loch Ness thing is that this dates back long ago with stone carvings of flippered beasts from 565 AD.
Jesus. I was going to say, 565, like St. Columba.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy, right? So, I mean, it's been going on. And of course, there's a lot of folklore and, there's even a thing back in the day where supposedly the monster came out and was attacking someone. And one of the people from there told Nessie to stop, go back in the water. And the creature, went back into the water, right?
Like, oh, my bad, bro.
Actually, I was going to read the little part of the story because it's pretty funny to me.
I would love, please do.
All right.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Just so everybody kind of gets an idea of, everything back then, man. If it was, they put a cross on them, it's like Dracula. But so an Irish monk, St. Columba, was staying in the land of the Picts with his companions when he encountered local residents burying a man by the River Ness. They explained that the man was swimming in the river when he was attacked by a water beast that mauled and dragged him in underwater despite their attempts to rescue him by boat. Columba sent a follower, I'm not even going to attempt to say this guy's name, to swim across the river. So he sent him out of sacrifice pretty much. And, anyway, the guy says, the beast approached him, but Columba made a sign of the cross and said, "Go no further. Do not touch that man. Go back at once." the creature stopped as if it had been pulled back with ropes and fled. And Columbus men in the picks gave thanks for what they perceived as a miracle.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
I would have rather you throw fucking rocks at that son of a bitch than
I mean, shit.
Right? That's funny. All right. So what I want to do, and it's going to be a first time trying this, I want to share a photo of everybody. And this is the first famous photo of what is supposed to be the beast, right?
Hmm.
And let's see if this is going to bring it up. So let me see if I can.
There it is.
Yeah, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit for us.
So keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we are working with new software, so
yeah, and you got a Pollock that's running it on one end here. So, so this is 1934. The guy's name, he was actually a doctor,
like
Robert Kenneth Wilson.
This is the one you see all the time. That one and the blurry one.
Yeah, well, so but this one, like, I've always thought it looked like just suspect. I mean, the waves and then behind it just don't match the scale to what Nessie is supposed to be, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like, I don't know, when you have like a 3D, like a little tiny model, and then you dump water, and the waves just don't look like the, you know what I mean? It just doesn't look to scale.
Right. Well, and you are right, because supposedly this was I forget when, and this was like 2008 or whatever, they did a thing and they realized that this turned out to be a wooden and plastic model on a toy submarine of the day back then.
Yeah. Well,
so
I thought I could have swore that the guy who took it, he did like a deathbed confession.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, I just kind of been reading up on this, and I kind of known some of the stories behind Lochness.
Yeah,
that was definitely
another thing. It looks identical to that is a whale's penis.
Yeah, whale's penis.
Yeah, dude. They like saying that. You know, they've said several times that like sailors have seen these giant whales like rolling over or whatever. You know, be hanging out of water and it looks just like it.
Yeah, this huge fucking like
its own sense.
Like this 10-foot schlong just flopping through the water.
Oh, dude, pull you up a whale penis, and it'll look just like that thing, dude.
Well,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
the audience is free to Google.
Right there, you go. Right. Unfortunately, I will not be sharing a photo like that tonight because I don't have it. But you know, over the years, there's been a lot of like sonar expeditions and explorations, and you know, the hunt for Nessie. And I mean, oh Christ, it's been on, you know, Discovery Channel has done stuff on it and all of this. And notably between 1987 and 2003, there was a lot of expeditions out there funded by different organizations. And you know what they found?
What?
Absolutely nothing. Nothing on the sonar.
I've seen some of the documentaries and what you're talking about, and yeah, they're pinging sonar around the lakes and whatnot. But like you said, if there is like tunnel, like cave systems, you know, that have been kind of just like wore through, like, you know, I mean, when you go into a cave system like that's near kind of the ocean, there's a really good chance that it leaks through. You know what I mean? Through the tides and everything kind of bashing back and forth, like it eventually over millions, billions of years kind of cuts through the rock. And so, and so now the world shifts. Like,
so now I want to show you guys another photo though, right? And this is after the expeditions and such. Okay. So when this one pops up, this one's a super interesting one to me.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that one, but like, you know, I think that what they say, like, it could be like, what the fuck were they called? Like sea lions,
right? You know
like there could be like three of them, or that kind of like, you know, just a family, like, you know, kind of jumping around.
Okay, so I mean, looking at this, and I can agree in kind of the spotting, and then when you look right over here, that definitely looks like the head of a seal when you blow that up. Pretty big, right? Okay. So now I'm going to show you another one. This was taken at the Loch Ness from a boat. Okay.
Okay.
These guys, and this was like 2013, so it wasn't like too long ago. These guys swear, right,
Yeah.
that they were getting attacked. All right. So you're gonna love this one.
Were they boozing? Oh, what the hell?
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
there's something there.
yeah,
All right.
there's
So
something.
so we come back, you can see the dude's finger pointing, right?
Yeah,
At whatever you can tell they're on a boat, right?
Yeah.
And there's the shoreline. But what is that?
I don't know, man. And see, that's like kind of.
It looks like it's got a flipper on it there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if they have them over in Scotland or not. But dude, we have alligator gar here that I've seen up over 300 plus pounds and 10 feet long. That
Well,
So
you know what's even funnier is you can see like a castle in the background too. You can see like
that
if
is
they were,
now
that is the castle on Loch Ness.
Yeah. What's that like?
So-
Overlord or something like that.
Yeah, I forget what it's
I
called.
don't know.
But it's like a couple
So-
thousand years old, man. It used to be bigger than Edinburgh. Like it was a massive place.
Right. So here's the thing, and if anybody out there is watching this and knows if I'm wrong or whatever, but my understanding is there's no type of like muskie or alligator gar, anything like that in the loch for fish. So this one really makes you go, huh?
Yeah, but I mean,
You
like,
know?
could that, I mean, that little piece right there, yeah, I get that, but could that be like a wake
So-
from a boat that just kind of looks
Right here?
peculiar? Yeah, like,
Well,
they're
But
kinda like,
so-
you got something that you see the water's clear around it, Stu. Like it would. I
Yeah.
mean, it's flat.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, everything's flat.
oh,
See,
yeah,
and they say this attacked their boat. Okay, so that's, but I can only, from this quote attack, this is the only photo I can find.
And when was this taken?
Like 2013.
And they only got one photo?
Right. I mean, so
Uh,
exactly, but you know, that's a hell of a photo. Of course, this could be
Yeah.
Photoshopped, but you can see clearly, like right in here, there's water on the lens, these
I know,
dots.
I'd be sitting there like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I'd be taking
Exactly,
pictures,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, all right. So one more photo share. Now this one, actually I think I have one more for us. Okay. So this one is, definitely not, or actually, you want to know something? I thought I had Ogopogo. Excuse me, but I don't. This is another one that was taken, and this one's a really interesting one too. This was taken by somebody on the shoreline, by the loch, and I'll blow this one up some.
They don't have like sturgeon in there either, do they?
Don't think so. I don't think so. This was estimated at about 12 to 14 feet.
Yeah, so
right
you know, like
here. And
sturgeon, they're actually like prehistoric.
right.
So
But if
where I
you
live,
look, there's no fin on the back. So if it was a fish, right here, it should have a dorsal or a fin right there.
something, yeah.
Right?
But you can see the fin out to the right hand side of it, like a flipper or something. You know what I mean?
Kind of right in there, right?
Yeah, you can see it out there to the right hand side of it.
And I mean, this is a photo. I mean, it's kind of far away, you know, from the road down, supposedly, but you see the small wake there.
Yeah.
Pretty calm. But this was a fairly recent one too. This was done. I think this one was taken, if I read it right, maybe about 5 years ago. And there's a couple different photos out there that are like this. So, you know, it seems like everything stopped in around 2003 for these people out there. And I know that there's like a dude that lives on the loch, and he's always looking for Nessie, trying to take photos.
He should have gone. Like, did you ever see? Yeah, the guy who like he does Bigfoot stuff, and I mean, it's a pretty sad, depressing story. I wouldn't suggest anybody go look it up.
Oh, yes.
The guy just fucking packs around constantly. His like wife died of cancer, and he had a successful t-shirt printing business, and then just goes and and he is just, and it's so
Yeah.
depressing.
Yes,
Anyway.
and every now I know what you're talking about, and this guy is semi like him, except he has his trailer and everything right on the lock, and
Okay.
he's been on a couple of these shows, that people have, that are looking for Nessie and stuff like that. So, but here's the other kicker behind the whole Loch Ness thing too, that I find very interesting that they've really, really played off this. How much do you think the Loch Ness monster brings to Scotland's economy a
Oh,
year?
stupid
Oh
amounts.
yeah, dude, like
It's like Roslyn. Yeah,
they
it's just like
built a
Roslyn.
museum there and everything. Like
Yeah.
American dollar wise, how much do you think?
Oh, American dollar. I'll say it probably brings in. I'd say like probably 14 million a year.
Bobby? Come on, Gator.
ugh, shit, fucking. I wouldn't even say that much. That's kind of steep. I'd say 10 maybe at the most.
Oh, boys, $80 million annually
Yeah,
to
I believe it.
Scotland's economy.
Who the
Mm-hmm.
hell nowadays says I want to go see the Loch Ness monster? Like I'm in my 40s and I damn near forgot about it.
Well, I think that like people probably go to Scotland and then they're like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like,
Oh
go
yeah,
like
like you're
it's
there.
just
And you're
something
like,
to
yeah, we're
keep.
gonna
But
go
then
see.
also, if you were like kind of going through Roslyn, you'd be like, "Oh, or Roswell," you'd be like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like, let's
Have
go
you
go to
ever
the
been to
Black Woods.
Roswell?
I
No,
have. It's
no,
awful. I have. It's awful.
Right? But the thing is you come driving in, right? And you're driving through nothing. And then as you come into town, the McDonald's is shaped like a flying saucer,
Yeah, dude.
mm-hmm.
right?
Like
With an alien holding the sign. And
it's
then,
bootleg as hell.
right? And then of
Yeah,
course you see the old theater or whatever that has the sign out front, Roswell UFO Museum.
yeah.
And it's like a goddamn magnet and you're made of metal. You're like, I need to pull over and go in there. You know what I mean? And they capture you
Oh, and
right
but
there.
then I think, yeah, but they keep that alive because, like I said, you know what I mean. Like an entire town has made it, but yeah, the lock. I bet you that they have so many shops and so many like little trinkets and magnets and dish
Oh,
towels and you fucking name it. It's if it's.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, they
Absolutely.
got a statue and stuff of it out there. Like they built a whole ass museum, but they have a castle that's there that's got a lot of history. That I said, man, like used to be one of the biggest castles in the world. You know, it's so
Yeah.
old, but yeah,
And I
they
mean,
built a big
Scotland's got a
ass
lot of history.
statue, all kinds of
Huge.
shit.
So my question is though, with like the new finds, like there's still stuff like in the jungles where they're discovering new animals all the time. And like the Tasmanian devil was supposedly extinct, and what was it, 3 years ago they found Tasmanian devils,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're bringing them back. They're an endangered species now, right?
Hmm.
So who's to say that something isn't in the lock? I mean, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
That lock is deep in so many places, and like Gator said, there's places to hide,
Yeah.
right? So who's to say that maybe something that looks like a prehistoric dinosaur, you know what I mean, hasn't survived in the lock? I mean, there's plenty of food,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it
No, but I know what will
and it
happen if they find it. They will recreate this damn thing like they're doing right now, with them, them woolly mammoths. You know, they're trying to do
Oh
that.
yeah.
Like, you don't let white people get a hold of something like that. Next thing you know, we got Jurassic Park on our hands. Can't
Yeah.
get damn water no more. It's
Yeah.
it's
right,
No, no. Hey, I guarantee you, like, yeah, they will eventually come up with something. You know what I mean? Like, there will eventually be. This is just my conspiracy mind, but you know what I mean. Like, there's more underground bunkers being built ever than than ever before. It's become a
right.
lucrative market and whatnot, but I mean, it'll get to a point where like, why wouldn't they want to kill off like half the world's population?
I mean, dude. I mean, what happened to our whole UFO? Or we were supposed to have aliens, and it's almost Christmas.
Hey, you know what? I
What?
talked with our boy, and he said it's still coming. But you know what? They killed the bill. They killed it. Like they won't let them. They won't give them a skiff to my daughter. Can you hear her? One sec.
Hey, at least everybody knows we're real, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't have planned that one.
Yeah. But they
So
have like, what was I saying?
Yeah.
you talk to our boy.
No, yeah, I talked to our boy, and then he basically said that they're still coming, but they wouldn't give him a skiff, so they wouldn't like one guy who was the whistleblower. He's like, no, I have the sites, I have the places, I have the addresses where this where this is at. I will tell you in a skiff, which is like a secured, basically box where they go into and nobody can hear through it. Yeah, I mean it's just almost impossible to get anything out of it, and they won't give it to him. They won't give it to him, and then also they had a transparency bill that was I was about to go through, and a number of Republican senators, mainly people who are like their donors are Boeing, Lockheed Martin, people like that, and they fucking killed the bill.
Oh, dude, I did a rambling on TikTok
Yeah,
about that and the senators and stuff like that, and I emailed a couple of them, and dude, it's been radio silence. It's like, man, we're not going
yeah.
to answer this dude.
Oh,
You
they
know what I
won't. Yeah,
mean?
they
I
won't.
even invited him to come on and
Oh,
explain, right?
that'd be
I mean,
awesome.
but yeah, but nothing. So let me go Mr. Conspiracy Theory on Lochness then.
Mm-hmm.
What if the governments have actually found Nessie
Yeah,
and are doing what Gator said and trying to find out if they can recreate it or all of that, and they just don't want anybody to know because, you know, if
well, I mean,
everybody knows,
They'll 100% do it. I remember, 20 years ago when they were talking about cloning sheep.
yeah,
Oh shit! Like that's just going to be the beginning. And now they got what is it? It's supposed to be next year, whatever. They're supposed to have the first woolly mammoth.
yeah. All right, that'd be awesome.
Like they've already done it. Like they've already put the DNA into the damn Indian elephant, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna they've mixed it with woolly mammoth DNA that they've had,
Huh. Yeah,
and it's a real deal. And they're gonna live in like Siberia or something.
yeah, yeah.
They said
you
that
know,
they're trying to do it with the rest of the dinosaurs, and I was like, we've seen 4 movies how this
Yeah, we've seen
bad.
4 movies where this went really, really bad. Yeah.
Times, man.
right? But do you think, okay, so going into this conspiracy, do you think that they want to do this because they believe it will help climate change or help change the landscape
Well,
for climate? I
I
mean,
bet you I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. Like
you
I
know,
think that okay, well I think that there's like, first off, like my kind of whole thing is I don't deny that humans have a part in like, like the world heating up a little bit faster. I just don't believe it's gonna be as catastrophic as they say. Yeah, I mean, like where we had the longest time, remember there was gonna be acid rain and we weren't gonna have any crops. And then when like Al Gore was saying, oh no, there's a hole in the ozone layer. And then Al Gore said that in 15 years there's going to be no ice left in certain parts of the world. And then it turned into. I mean, it just goes from like every 10 years.
It's a fear mongering and it's a money tactic. And
Yeah,
anybody that knows anything about plants, if you go and if you grow plants indoors anywhere and you feed them large amounts of carbon,
yeah,
they grow massively bigger than what we
yeah,
have.
yeah.
And I believe the atmosphere was denser in carbon before, and
Well,
we had,
a
that's why
lot of
we had much
yeah.
more vegetation and
Yeah,
large.
well, a lot of that actually has to go with the reason why people are like the dinosaurs were so big. It has to do with the atmosphere
Yeah,
and the
it
amount.
totally has to do with the atmosphere, of course.
Yeah, and that's why the dinosaurs were so big. They had to do something with it, and that's why they're yeah, and you never know, man. Like maybe the aliens, they're just like they're doing all this stuff to kind of like they came with the dinosaurs and they didn't like it. Yeah, I mean it wasn't like hospitable enough for them, so they fucking put a meteor into the kind of like into the ground and kind of just started over, and they're just kind of terraforming it right now, waiting for us. Maybe they enjoy like a an atmosphere that's like it has a ton of carbon dioxide and everything.
well,
Yeah,
maybe the aliens have been watching too many Planet of the Apes movies too. You
I'm
know what
just
I'm saying?
saying.
I don't know, man. I think that it's it's all about money, and any of them will tell you like you can get a scientist if you are offering to give him this amount of money for his funding or research, they'll sway it to whatever way you want it to say.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
they have. Like in college, they teach you with like statistic classes. You can change statistics to fit whatever fucking narrative you want.
All right.
And
So
if you want to follow the money, if you ever want to see if there's real climate change, they're saying that the oceans are going to rise, all this. You tell me what bank or financial group or insurance company would let you steadily be building on the damn coastlines.
Well, you know what? Somebody brought that up, right? And there's this one motivational speaker. He's an old guy, and he just walks around calling everybody liberal cunts and
That's
tells them how
David
much.
Pena.
Yeah. This guy, all he does is tell people
All
what
he
the
does, they
cunts.
pay him like $50,000 each for him to
Just
cuss
come
them
there
out.
and berate them and tell them, yeah. Well, so he brought that up, right? And he was like, name the place, Florida. They would not give you, the banks wouldn't give you funding, this, and this. Guess what the banks are doing now? They're fucking making insurance. It's a higher insurance because it's in a flood zone.
right.
You know what I mean? So they took what he said and were like, that's a great idea.
All right. So let me get back to conspiracies again, and let's see how you guys take this. All right. So if all of this is a conspiracy, let's go back to COVID, right? Okay. And how did COVID spread? It spread, quote, from a laboratory, and it spread outward from one
Gary,
country.
it's a bat.
What? Hang on. Okay. Either way,
I ate a raw bat.
do you remember the first Planet of the Apes movie, the newer version, where they were trying to make the chimps intelligent, and the guy lost his mask and he sniffed in some of the stuff?
Well, no, they're trying. They're trying. It's for Alzheimer's. They're trying to figure out something.
So this guy goes home after his mask came off, right? And he gives it to the pilot, right?
Yeah.
And then the pilot, the end of the movie, flies off, right? So now that pilot's spreading it, and it's just dun. Because if you remember, it started in China, right? And all of a sudden, bam, it's all over the world because everybody was traveling, right? So what is this for conspiracy? Let's say that movie was actually a message to the governments that this was going to happen and get prepared without actually telling the public.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole thing like they had like for a while there. Remember, it was just every movie was about a natural disaster. You know what I mean? Like, and then it turned into aliens, and now it's like
some scientific deal. Like, remember the day after tomorrow? You know, the North Atlantic current got disrupted, and poles shifted, and
they had like the thermals, and everything was freezing.
So here's another one for you, right? All of a sudden, when you were growing up or even in the military, right? When did you ever hear about waves that were taking out coastal cities? Besides in movies.
I mean, never, but then you have, I know you're talking about the
tsunamis.
One where,
The only one I remember is that one in India.
Yeah.
That like it went way inland. It
killed like 100 some odd thousand people.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is all through the 60s, 70s, 80s, you never heard about tsunamis.
Well, we also weren't connected the way we are now with 24-hour-a-day news and shit.
Right, but also, you would still think that, with Walter Cronkite and all of those, there would have been some type of report.
Yeah.
Even if it was days or weeks late, right? But now all of a sudden, there's tsunamis all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Right?
I do believe they have weaponry, to create water quakes in the water.
Yeah.
And things of that sort.
Well, did you see that guy that went on the Sean Ryan show? That he worked down in Antarctica, and he was saying something, and it was essentially that the United States had a weapon that could cause earthquakes. You know what I mean? And that's what they're like. I can't remember. I would have to go back and watch the episode. It was like,
man, where they stopped the damn Earth's core. That was what it was called, the core.
Well, the core of the Earth actually stopped for like a day or two, and it started spinning in the opposite rotation not too long ago. And now they're kind of like, what?
And they quit fucking with things.
Yeah, but then also that's when the whole the pole shift. I'm telling you, man. I believe that 4 billion years. That's how long Earth has supposedly been around, and I truly believe that there's just been some catastrophic shit that's happened, and it's just wiped the fucking Earth clean.
And who's to say, getting back to like the Loch Ness thing, who's to say some of that fucking around with these tsunamis or stuff like that, and even before we knew about them, they were doing these testings, almost like the Godzilla theory, right? We did so many nuclear testings it woke up the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say some of this offshore stuff or like the weather changing events that we've created hasn't maybe released or made a path for something like the Loch Ness monster to make its way into that loch?
And then I'm going to explain this, and this right here bugs me. They've already said that they're going to make woolly mammoths and T-Rexes, and they're in the middle of doing it, and they create all that shit. But we do not have the technology to get fucking frosting to the edge of a Pop-Tart.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It does not fucking exist.
Or or make a hamburger that's actually good for you. You know what I mean? Like, how hard is that? Like, I want a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? That's not going to clog my fucking arteries.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry, that Pop-Tart shit bugs. I gotta fucking break it away, man. Like, I can't eat all that shit.
No way.
So, is it a consensus with you two that Nessie's fake?
Horse shit.
No.
I don't think fake. I'm out on this, man.
I don't think fake. I just think that Nessie might have been, like you say,
there's a better explanation. There's a whale penis. There's a sturgeon. There's fucking something, but
I think it did exist. It's just like, they had with Bigfoot, like over in Asia, they had apes that were fucking monsters. These things were so big, man. Like their molars were the size of like quarters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like these things were huge. So at one point in time, I bet you it was alive. You know what I mean? But like anything else, the species kind of died off, and there was just no way to repopulate.
Right. I'm going to be the conspiracy guy and say it's real, and I think the government, the whole like the states that are involved in Scotland and all that, they're hiding it from us. They're hiding something, and I think Nessie is real.
Man, because I'm going to tell you what. Have you ever seen where the fucking supposedly the Knights of the Round Table, the table is?
No, I have not.
It is very clear, apparent it is there.
Yeah.
But they will not let them dig it up.
Oh, really?
Dude, like, I mean, it's like you can see it with the eye and the grass over it and dirt, and they will not let them excavate it.
You guys ever hear about that? So, you guys ever hear about they did like there's this one Discovery show, and they were doing the Ark of the Covenant, and they were like, when we tracked it down to this small village in Ethiopia, and there was this freaking like guy who came on. He's like, I'm the only person who can see it. I'm only holding it out, right behind a locked door. And guess what happened? And the only thing, it was like some bamboo twigs, tied together was the only thing that was like security wise. And I remember as a little kid, I'm like, man, I'm going to go rob that son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get that. And this is when I was a little kid. And somebody went and did that probably, like not too much longer after I thought about it.
Really? Because I just watched that deal, I want to say last year, where the guy
somebody came and robbed that shit. Yeah.
But it was in Ethiopia,
No, somebody came and robbed the village where like one of the Arks of the Covenants was at.
Right.
And I was just like,
but the guy, he's the only guy that supposedly can be around it or whatever.
Yeah, he's the only one who's spiritual enough to it. Yeah, he's the only one who's spiritual enough.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Supposedly, it got down there was
Sorry, Gary.
No, we're good. I mean, we're coming close to how we want to keep this in time wise.
Yeah. But
I want to throw that. I want to throw this out to you guys as far as maybe a next episode type thing. And I know that, we've kind of based this, are they out there? And this one kind of fits into it because it's off-world. The Apollo missions.
Oh, yeah.
Are they real or are they fake?
Well, and that's actually,
and I would love for you guys to look into it. And then when we do another episode, bring to the table what you think. Because I'm a space nut, dude, right? Yeah. But I just saw some videos with Buzz Aldrin that has made me question a couple things.
Well, you know what? There's a couple things. Yeah, there's a couple of. You know what? I fully. I obviously believe we went to the moon. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I think that there is something far more. It wasn't just to go there and beat the Russians. Remember in like Transformers when they were like they got like something hit the moon and then they went and alerted the president and they were basically like, hey, an object just collided with the moon. This is an alien craft. And he's like the Russians have also seen it too, and that's what the space race
Right.
hit, and they were kind of go check it out. I think it was something similar to that.
So what do you think?
Dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
Should we do the next episode of that, and you guys bring to the table what you find and what you think, and let's talk about this. Let's see if we can bring it to a head
I'm
and
gonna have
see.
to send you pictures, man, because I want people to be able to look at.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you find videos that send to me so we can post them up on this,
Mhm.
and I'll be doing some TikToks as well and kind of putting some stuff out there and doing the shares on some of the videos and everything like that. So
Okay.
I think it's an interesting subject. Because I mean, seriously, are they out there? Are our landers really on the moon or not?
Yeah.
Is the American flag on the moon or not?
Well, they said like well, they have like a whole thing like, and they have. I was just watching. Damn it! I was just watching something, and this guy. There's another podcast that I watch, and this guy went on, and supposedly his father has a background similar to your father's, Gary, and he was talking all sorts of craziness, and I'm just like, and everybody else was just like believing him, and I'm like, what? No one's going to check this, but holy shit, okay,
Right,
but anyway,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so let's do that. And bring that to the table. What do you got for me, Gator? You
Man,
got
I just
something?
want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors at the 108 Gentlemen's Club off I-30.
Oh my god!
Bring up promotional code. Are they out there? And you get 10% off anything on sale, and another 10% off to the glory hole.
Oh my god! So with that said, we will call it there. And remember, if you want to email us, it is arethayouthere1@gmail.com. Let us know what you guys think. Give us your opinions. And I think I've got somebody here that is connected to with more with Northrop Grumman, who built the lunar lander. And I'm going to talk to them and see if maybe we can get them to come on the next podcast to talk about it, because obviously there's a lot of people involved, whether it's a conspiracy or we really did it. So, all right. With that said, guys, it was a good one tonight. Bobby, get your 10% off. And we will see you on the next podcast. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, guys.